The following is a presentation of The Day.
Casey O'Neill along with the coach, Pasta Sanabria, and this is a matchup of the 4 and 5 teams, but you'd be hard-pressed to think the Falcons, despite being the 4 seed and at home, to be considered a favorite or even on equal grounds. In fact, they are a heavy underdog to the defending state champion Nighthawks of North Haven.
Definitely been reviewing some film with this team, and I guarantee you they run pretty hard, and their defense is pretty solid.
The vaunted single-wing offense of the Nighthawks will be on display tonight. It is simple, it is effective, it is punishing, and it put up 58 points on a September 22nd night here at Fitch, where North Haven defeated the Falcons 58-28. You can see the size on North Haven on both sides of the ball. They will send out senior Eric Vetrano to kick from the 40-yard line. The Nighthawks in the beautiful all-white uniforms, the Falcons in the black and red. High end-over-end kick away from Adonis Fine and out of bounds. So Fitch will have good field position all the way up to the 35-yard line, and the Falcon offense will come out led by senior Ben Perry. Perry will be working with freshman fullback Devin Cook and the very fast and very dynamic Adonis Fine, Porter Carter, and Calvin McCoy. Those are the names we'll call early and often for the Falcons.
Definitely their option offense is going to be needed at high pitch and without mistakes, because they could be explosive and they could have opportunities to make great plays.
North Haven defensively very stout. The Falcons 28 points earlier in the year, the most anyone put up against North Haven this year. Perry from the pistol. Motion man Carter. Perry keeps it himself and nothing doing. He'll be lucky to get back to the original line of scrimmage. The tackle made there by Brian Moran, the junior linebacker for North Haven.
The Falcons' front definitely is going to have to be effective when they do the one-to-one matchup blocking.
So they're going to give Perry a yard, 2nd and 9, and I'm not surprised to see the Falcons, who are normally a very up-tempo, go-go-go offense, they may be a little more methodical here in the early going. Perry, this time, keeps it himself, breaks a tackle, and gets maybe a yard. He had it in the stomach of Cook. Cook was hit, and he took it out, kept it himself, but nothing there.
Those linebackers are like missiles right now. They're just playing the run and going after the ball. The defensive line, again, dominating the line of scrimmage. You have to have some movement, and the Fitch Falcons have to do this with a 3rd and long.
North Haven has not given up more than a touchdown since their loss to Shelton 14-7. Their last 3 games, 7-7-6, and prior to that, 0-6-13. So their defense very stout. Again, the Falcons earlier in the year, most points any team has scored on North Haven. Handoff to Cook, and the freshman breaks 1 tackle, but brought down quickly by Nick Harkins. And that's going to bring up 4th, and we'll call it 4. And we had heard that Mike Ellis said he may not punt in this game. If he punts, Perry is the punter. And Perry does drop back to punt. But I don't know. This could be the last time you see that. If North Haven goes right down the field and scores a touchdown, you may not see Fitch punt the football the rest of the game. The dangerous Joey Mastriani is back deep for North Haven, standing at his own 20-yard line. Snap is good. And a low line drive kick bounces at the 30, takes a Falcon bounce, and will end up inside the 20-yard line. So a favorable bounce, and
I like the wave action right there. Trying
Falcons
to get some extra inches.
Down it. Mark McBride was saying, let's get every bit we can.
Yeah.
And
every blade of grass is going to count tonight.
North Haven, going to be pretty simple. You're going to hear Cameron Thompson. You're going to hear Tristan Das. You're going to hear Adam Pandolfi. And you're going to hear them often. But where they line up and how they line up will vary. The direct snap will vary as to who it goes to. And they will be running all kinds of single wing offensive plays here. And a big gain on first down. First play of the game went to Pandolfi. And it'll be 2nd and 4.
You know, studying the single wing this week, one of the things that I do enjoy about it, it goes back to strong angle blocking, power running, and also backside cut blocks, which you don't see a lot when the hustle on the backside comes around. So this is what makes that offense explosive, is that rigid offensive line and power blocking.
2nd and 4, North Haven. Direct snap. And up the middle went Das. And he'll have maybe 2. It'll bring up 3rd and short. Let's call it 3rd and a long, maybe long yard.
The good thing is that the Falcons, played during Thanksgiving with a single wing formation team. Just to line up properly and to make sure that they can control those gaps is a key factor in this game today.
3rd and less than a yard. Ball sitting just on the other side of the 35-yard line. Snap was a little bit off the mark, and it caused Pandolfi to lose yardage. That time it was a function of the snap that was off, made Pandolfi reach behind for it.
Those are the little things that they're going to need, but at the same time, I got to give credit to that front defensive line, ripping and getting to that gaps real quick to get to that play.
So no gain, maybe loss of a half a yard. North Haven doesn't hesitate. They're going to get right back up on the football, and they're going to go for it at their own 26-yard line. And not much there. Das got the carry. Is it enough for a first down? Looking for the official's mark. And yes, the chains will move. He needed a yard and a half. He got a yard and we'll call it 7 inches.
Talk about confidence, but that little battle right there, the Falcons are holding strong.
So first down, first opportunity for the Falcons to hold. North Haven did just enough. And we're going to get an encroachment penalty. The end for Fitch tried to hold up, but was tiptoeing and dancing, and he jumped into the neutral zone.
He was using his wings to hold back, but not enough with this gust of wind right here. That's actually blowing to the right side of the field.
So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Falcons, and that's the kind of thing that really they can't afford, because now, it makes it that much harder. It's going to be difficult for Fitch to get a stop against North Haven when all things are equal. Giving them 5 yards is certainly not a recipe for them tonight. So 1st and 5, North Haven, 35-yard line. Little trap inside, good gain. First down, looks like Cretella will be just over the 40-yard line, so the chains will move, and the Nighthawks are in business with another first down.
Yeah, that's a great call. When you play a trap play, and for those families that don't know what a trap is, it's just a quick inside, down, kick-out play that allows the defense to kind of work upfield. So the defense right now is flying up the field and getting caught in these little quick trap plays right now that are available for the Nighthawks.
Right on the 40-yard line, 1st and 10, North Haven. This time they go on the around play, and it's wide open and available, and a big game heading down the sideline. Adam Pandolfi has the Nighthawks in business down to the 26. Now I'm going to ask, what is that play technically called? It's not an end around, it's not a jet sweep, but yet it's the wing coming almost on like an old-fashioned toss, but it's a handoff.
When you look at the old wing T formation, that kick around is actually a sweep formation, but since you use it in that single wing formation, it looks like it's kind of like a counter. Not really. They sealed off the edge like they would on an outside play. It's kind of like a wing zone kind of run play.
And I think we think of sweeps as a toss play.
Right,
but
exactly.
Yet he's coming from the far side, sweeping around, and it's a first down for North Haven. And we're going to get some motion, and I think that motion drew off the Falcons, so another encroachment against Fitch, and another short first down for the Nighthawks.
Yeah. It just this offense makes the defense have to learn how to read their keys a little bit better. If you're looking in the backfield and you see all this motion going on, you might lose track.
1st and 5, ball at the 21-yard line. Motion. Quarterback keeps it. That's Doss, short gain.
Doss, the ball carrier, brought down at the 21-yard line.
There's barely any space between the offensive linemen. It's probably like a half-foot gap, if anything. And with the power wash that they're doing from the backside guard on down, it's just incredible. Falcons have to keep on fighting through those gaps and holding their contained area.
Yeah, their splits are incredibly tight. Snap. Mastriani, 1st down, and almost to the 10, so we'll be just outside the 10. It'll be 1st and 10. Nighthawks, as they are knocking on the door here with 6.5 minutes remaining.
Brings up 1st and 10 from the 11.
So as expected, Fitch kind of marching straight down the field. North Haven marching straight down the field. And this is what we talked about. It's not explosive always, but it's punishing, and it becomes explosive later. Cameron Thompson on 1st down will have 4. And it doesn't feel, this is where one of those things where it might feel like those watching at home that Fitch is doing a good job because they're not giving up 5-6 yards of play, but it's 4, 3, 4, and then you see them pop one here and there. Right now, 2nd and 7, that's the best the Falcons have been in a while. North Haven knocking on the door here, though, in their first possession. Trap inside, big hole, bouncing and heading toward the end zone is Cretella. Touchdown, Nighthawks.
Cretella for the touchdown.
So just like that, with 5:32, North Haven jumps on top 6-0, and they'll send in Vetrano for the extra point.
That drive alone had different gaps and areas falling, covered. I mean, they did a great job just attacking without having a simple, common one play. So, that's just hard to defend right now, and I hope that the psychological path is to continue the battle for the Falcons and let them start to see if the Nighthawks can make some mistakes.
Extra point. Snap good, hold good, kick is through and true, and with 5:32 remaining in the first period. North Haven 7, Falcons nothing. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. Fall is here, which means it's time for Game Day's Great 8. The best 8 plays of the week submitted by you, the viewers, on any of our social media platforms. You send us the best videos from practice or the game, any sport in the fall, and we might see about putting it on the Great 8 of the week. 7-0 Nighthawks. Falcons about to have their second possession. And I think the tale here is this. Falcons faced a 4th and 4, elected to punt. North Haven faced a 4th and 2 from their own 25-yard line and went for it. It continued the Nighthawks drive. And the Falcons, I don't know that they're going to be able to punt the football, if they want to stay in this thing. They did a great job defensively, but not enough to stop North Haven. Vetrano will kick it off here. Low line drive is going to come up to the short man for the Falcons. Cutting it up and inside. Nice run, Mark McBride. And McBride will give the Falcons decent field position at the 35-yard line.
The biggest edge the Falcons have right now is speed. And if they can get the outside area, or if they get those holes open just enough to explode through, I think they could beat these guys with the speed they have.
Well, it goes against their normal playbook, but I do think, Perry putting it up in the air and letting Calvin McCoy try to make a play is something you're going to see. But look at the size of the safety roaming the middle of the field for North Haven. That's Pandolfi, 6'1", 200-pound free safety. And we're going to get a legal procedure, false start by Fitch. That's the 3rd penalty for the Falcons, and this is the kind of thing that they just cannot afford. The margin of error is too small for Fitch, for them to be 1st and 15, just like it was too small when they were giving North Haven 1st and 5. So that's going to back up Fitch to the 33-yard line. 1st and 15, it will come. The corners of North Haven are not particularly big, but Pandolfi is a legit target standing back there at safety. First down, Fine goes in motion, handoff Cook, and nothing there. Original line of scrimmage, maybe half a yard. That hole closed very quickly.
Right now, North Haven is playing the odd front, which is pretty good to run against an option team that's balanced, and they're using their defensive backs in that shell coverage to kind of work on the rotation. So it seems like right now, as far as pitch demand and responsibilities, everybody's assigned there to do something. It's just execution of the Falcons that has to come out here in this favor.
2nd down and 14. Motion man, option, Perry, pitches, some yards there, big gain and close to the 1st down, crossing the 45-yard line. Porter Carter gets the first down of the game, and there's that speed we talked about to the edge for the Falcons.
Just work your way to the perimeter, because those guys are big, but what they don't have is that aggressive speed, that pursuit speed. So the Falcons right there got to the 2nd level real quick.
1st down Falcons. Now they're up at the 45-yard line. Motion man Fine. Perry keeps it himself, option to Carter, and Carter had a big gain in front of him, but he slipped trying to cut it inside of Das, and that's going to be a gain of 2, and I think that would have gone more for 22 had he not slipped.
I hope Coach goes back to that one, because that formation right there made the safety rotate to the wide side of the field, which leaves them a little unbalanced on that short field side, and that option play could be a breakaway right there for them.
It was well blocked, well schemed, and he had just nothing but that cut, and he just slipped on the turf. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
That's the cold grass, brother.
Motion man is Fine. Perry keeps himself, options to Fine, gets it to the outside. Fine has the 1st down and heads out of bounds into Nighthawk territory. 1st down, Fitch.
Now we're making pancakes. The kind of position that they're in right now is to play to the outside and to the favor what the defense is giving them.
Ball is going to be marked at the 45-yard line of North Haven. 1st and 10 as the clock ticks. 3:05 remaining here in period number 1.
The Falcons run a really high-risk, high-reward kind of offense, and Perry is the catalyst to this whole team.
Dive. Maybe a yard. Peter, do we have an out-of-town scoredom to bring up?
New Canaan 21, Killingly 0, and Sheehan 7, Wyndham 0.
Thank you very
First
much.
quarter scores.
Well, tonight is 4 teams in the ECC, and I had them ranked in order of bad matchup. I had this as the toughest matchup, Fitch against the defending state champions. I had Wyndham in a tough matchup, but I thought Killingly, it's almost karma that they had to travel as far across the state as possible against a New Canaan team, as I'm sure many teams have felt that way about Killingly. Perry, pitch, Carter, big hole, cuts to the outside. 1st down, Falcons inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. Porter Carter has the Falcons in business.
I'll tell you, Perry is a beautiful athlete when it comes to reading the edge player. The edge player came down to squeeze, but he's also assigned to feather it. And when he feathered it, he just knew Perry just kind of pressed on him to get that end to come up, and a quick release on that pitch. You know, it's scary when you have this kind of offense pitching and playing with this weather, but when it works wonderfully, boy, is it magical.
I feel kind of like when I have Colin Delaney here, that you just made some of that up. I don't know if that was, when you talk about squeeze and feather, I don't know if that's actually real.
Yeah, we coach it that way. Feathering the offensive receiver.
Now, Perry stopped for very little gain, but I'm going to make a point here. North Haven just made a conscious choice. They came behind Perry on that option to try to strip. So that is something right now that I can see is coached by them, a conscious choice. They said when he runs option wide, that weak side guy, you are not going for a tackle. You are going to try to strip the football. And Perry was well he was close to letting that one go.
That ball out of the perimeter of the shoulder of the quarterback is the most, vulnerable part of playing that option game. But again, his elusiveness and his concentration on reading the play is powerful.
2nd and 10, no gain for Perry. Motion man fine. Perry hands off to Cook. Cook breaks a tackle and rumbles forward inside the 20. Nice run by the freshman Devin Cook. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4, and the Falcons are right on the 20-yard line.
Run and shoot, option, all that stuff that comes to play with this kind of pitch game can create confusion, and now they just forgot about the fullback, and the fullback goes and gains a couple of good yardage right there.
The other matchups tonight, Griswold against Cromwell, and I thought that is the best matchup within the ECC. These other 3 are all very challenging for different reasons. 3rd and 4, let's see if the Falcons get one more playoff here. They will. Motion man is fine. Perry keeps it himself, breaks a tackle, but can't break the 2nd tackle of Harkins, and he's wrestled down for a loss. And as the quarter will tick out, it's going to bring up a 4th and now 7 for Fitch, and that's going to be a decision. They're going to go for it, but the play changes. 4th and 4 or less, now to 4th and 7. We're at the end of 1. It's 7-0 North Haven, but the Falcons have a big 4th down. You'll see it when we come back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Well, as we head into a brand new season on Game Day, we want something brand new to come to all of you as well. Game Day launching its merchandise store for the first time. Now, as you know, greatness has no off-season, and Game Day has no off-season either. We're always working to provide you the best we can do, and that includes great merch. So come on into the merchandise store for Game Day. As the season progresses, who knows who's going to say what that'll make it onto the next Game Day t-shirt. Find out in the merch store. So let's talk about the significance of that 3rd down play. Perry ran option, took it out of Cook's belly, kept it himself, and it was 3rd and 4. Now it's 4th and 8. And how much does that change what the Fitch Falcons can do here on 4th down?
Well, you can also add trickery to it. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities you can have. Can you keep them in here and have this offense run the long side of the field, which is favorable for them? Or can you make a pass play, a trick play? They did it during Thanksgiving game. You never know what could happen right now. So I would say that the Falcons have a better edge of what they can call in a situation like this, rather than the defense knowing that it's just one specific thing they could play.
I will say that one play on Thanksgiving Day, I promise you, North Haven knows that Adonis Fine can throw the football.
Yes, sir.
4th and 8, ball at the 15-yard line. Motion man is Carter. Perry fakes it. Now he's going to roll. Throws. Man in the middle. It's up and it's incomplete. Well defended by Christopher Cottage. Knocked it away from Adonis Fine, and North Haven holds.
Oh, so close to making a big play, and it was the right call, too. With a too-high shell, you want to have a route runner to run in between them, too. And they did, just a little bit short right there. It could have been a great play for the Falcons. But again, there's nothing wrong with what they did. They went for it, and now they got to play solid defense here with the long side of the field. This is a favor right now for the Falcons. Hopefully something could happen that could turn it around.
When Perry rolled left, he was looking for McBride. They had him double covered, so he had to throw that ball back across his body to the middle of the field, which we generally advise against.
Right.
But Fine was there, and it was just well defended by Cottage. Up the middle for maybe 2 goes Das. It'll bring 2nd down, Nighthawks.
Across the ball carrier, game of 2 brings up 2nd down and 8.
Ball's marked, we'll say the 23-yard line of North Haven. Looks like they're giving him 3, so 2nd and 7. Wide play, nice hole, putting his head down is Pandolfi. That'll move the chains, 1st down, Nighthawks.
Yeah, right now the Falcons' edge players have to be a little bit more aggressive there. When you see a fullback or 2 fullbacks coming at you, I know that's kind of a scary situation, but you got to be a bulldozer. You got to squeeze that play back inside and blow up the edge player. That one, he just kind of took him on, and that's where that play kind of went for positive yardage.
Falcons trying to rotate some linemen in and out. Nighthawks 1st down. Little inside trap reverse. patient running, but Calvin McCoy there to blow it up for the Falcons.
You know, Case, weather like this can always make a statement. When you hit hard, all right, and the person receiving it gets hit hard like that, it could wear and tear the psyche of the player. So, you know, the psychological, mindset with the single wing, yeah, is to wear you down, but defense laying you out could change the whole difference of this game.
Yeah, Cretella had that play on the inside trap. McCoy did a really nice job there, 2nd and 8. Wide play, Drab just missed the tackle in the backfield, and Thompson's going to gain 4. Drab had Thompson in the backfield for a loss and was a step shy, and Cameron Thompson crosses the 40-yard line, and we're going to get a official's timeout. An injured player on the field is Cameron Thompson of North Haven. So while they attend to him, we'll take a very quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Fall is here, which means it's time for Game Day's Great 8. The best 8 plays of the week submitted by you, the viewers, on any of our social media platforms. You send us the best videos from practice or the game, any sport in the fall, and we might see about putting it on the Great 8 of the week.
Seven nothing North Haven, and Cameron Thompson up and off the field. So we've gotten a advisory report that Tristan Dose is the pronunciation, not Das, which means I've had it given to me 2 different ways.
See.
So we're looking for a credible source if you want to respond, but if it is Das, I'm going to start calling him Dose, because a dose of Das or a dose of Dose is even better. So we're going to
And in
go with
Spanish is
that.
2. It's good.
Don't want to mispronounce the young man's name. 3rd and 4, North Haven, and a rare Nighthawk mistake as Ryan Bernardo jumped, and that'll back him up to 3rd and, well, almost a full 3rd and 10, which is very unusual for this Nighthawk offense.
Well, that's what the Falcons need right now. 3rd and long situation to help them get this ball. And the field position's not that bad for the Falcons, that if they're going to punt or they're going to go for it and it favors Fitch, they could have a good chance of having their offense in a good position.
3rd and 10.
There's the matchup down here.
Rolling right. Nighthawks looking to throw. Nothing there. And swarming from behind. Falcons with the sack. William View with it that time, and View will have North Haven punting the football at 4th and 18, a hold from the Falcons.
That's a great defensive series for the Falcons right there, gaining a lot more confidence in knowing how to attack this defense. They're going to go and make movements. Sometimes you have to carry it and get these kids in this position, and once they find out they could play, you're going to have a ball game right here.
So that's, again, the difference between that 5-yard penalty, right?
Yeah.
3rd and 5, North Haven can do a lot of different things. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Right.
3rd and 10,
Yep.
whole difference. So North Haven's going to call a timeout here. We're going to keep it here and talk a little bit about that. Right. So 3rd and 5, you got all your plays at your disposal, and you're going to go for it on 4th down no matter what.
Right.
Suddenly 3rd and 10, you're thinking maybe we got to do something else, and then the sack makes it 4th and 16.
Well, the routes have to be run deeper. In that situation, the Falcons match up well with the speed, so he had him covered, and the quarterback definitely didn't have a chance to kind of get that level read with the pressure coming from the outside. So the offensive line could be big, but when it comes to passing, I think Falcons can have the edge there with some movement that they're doing right now.
Griswold up 6-0. Wyndham trails 14-0 to Sheehan, and last we checked, 21-0. New Canaan on top of Killingly. Here it's 7-0 North Haven. Into punt. The Nighthawks, Fine will be back inside of his own 30. Good snap. The punt from Cretella is off. And it bounces and takes a neutral bounce, and now a Nighthawk bounce. It'll be down to about the 32-yard line, and that's where Fitch will have its 3rd possession of the game. So first time the Falcons had the ball, not much there, 3 and out. Second time the Falcons had the ball, they moved it, and ultimately turnover on downs. Here's their 3rd possession. There's a flag on the play. We'll see what Killingly has scored, 21-7 New Canaan on top there. So First time North Haven had the ball, right down the field. Second time North Haven had the ball, Fitch holds. So the two teams starting to feel each other out a little bit.
Sometimes you got to get punched in the mouth to know it's going to be a battle like this. And these two teams right now, when you saw the beginning, it looked like just North Haven was going to cakewalk. But the Falcons just stayed there. They stayed there, and then all of a sudden, now the defensive series that they had there builds confidence and just a swagger that hopefully could pass on to the offense.
In the world of bad penalties, holding on a punt that wasn't returned ranks pretty high.
Yeah, that's hills.
I mean,
This is
cannot.
playoffs. This is playoffs. You don't do hills after this. You got to win it to do it.
Now the ball's at the 20-yard line. Falcons with their third possession. Official says Perry to hold on. 8:41 remaining in the half. Of course, Falcons got the opening possession. Perry runs option, pitches to Fine. Fine cuts it up inside. Adonis Fine, here's the outside, crosses the 50, stutter steps, shoved out of bounds in North Haven territory by Pandolfi, but a big gain for Adonis Fine.
Man, Perry is outstanding. He is really working the edges. When you're running on defense, the defensive ends have to be there to really contain that, but he's pressing them in and letting the pitch player just take the alley and run fast. Boy, that fast, that play was good. That was a real good play.
Mike Ellis said, I like our speed against anybody. And Porter Carter, Adonis Fine, Ben Perry, Calvin McCoy have all utilized that speed so far here to give North Haven some problems. First down. Carter in motion. Perry keeps it himself, and he'll gain 5 on first down, and that was a big hole for Ben Perry and a good choice.
Here's the Falcon swagger right now. Perry is feeling confident, and everybody around that team, those 10 players around him, are working it.
2nd and 5. Falcons looking much more confident and efficient offensively.
This option game, it's really hard to blitz unless you're going to call a blitz on a specific situation. And playing base to it with this offense is pretty tough right now.
Perry, option, nothing there. Wisely dives forward and gets maybe a yard. Piscatelli and Harkins in on the tackle for North Haven. No gain, 3rd and 5.
That was a nice all-out blitz. Both backers came into the gap, and everybody squeezed in. He looked like he was just fallen and surrounded by white.
Clock ticking 7.5 minutes, 7:20 remaining here in the first half. Again, North Haven will have the ball to start the second half. So I think the Falcons would love to take up as much time as possible, whether they score or not. Ideally, it's 7-7 at halftime if you're Fitch. They want to hold on to this thing as much as possible. Carter goes in motion. Perry runs option, keeps it himself, and he'll have enough for the first down. The chains will move. What a subtle, he didn't fake the pitch, but a subtle shoulder turn by Perry kept the defender with the pitch back.
Yeah, too high, Shell. You got everybody matched up in the line and the edge players with the wingbacks. So really, he's free to roam around and see a play there like that to come through. I love his patience, too. As he's running there, he's seeing the block for him, and then he works his way through it.
You had to see, it was subtle. He didn't fake a pitch. He just turned his shoulders like you would if you were going to pitch. He just turned his shoulders sideways, and what that did was, A, keep the outside defensive man with the pitch man, but also had him lateral so that he could go forward for yards. What a nice play by Ben Perry. First down, handoff to Cooks, nothing there. Devin Cook will have maybe half a yard. It'll be 2nd and long.
You're so right about Perry. Perry plays it really like a point guard in basketball. That's kind of like a crossover move when you're trying to get somebody set up that way. Maybe that's the first thing in football here. We got the Perry crossover here.
They're going to say no gain. Ball sits at the 35-yard line. Falcons will snap this one under 6 minutes remaining in the half. Bernard Drayton running onto the field with the play for Fitch. We saw Drayton on Thanksgiving Day getting involved in the Falcon offense.
This wind is blowing very heavy right now.
And he'll be wide left as Drayton on 2nd and 10. Carter again on the motion. Flag.
Flag on the play.
That's got to go against the Falcons. It's going to make it 2nd and 15.
False start on Fitch.
False start.
2nd down. 15.
That's what we said. That's the kind of play that you really can't afford. It backs him up. And right now, Fitch is in kind of no man's land because if they don't get another first down, they don't want to punt.
Right.
But you don't want to give it away with 5 minutes remaining to North Haven. So I think they're close to being in 4-down territory. A lot will depend on what they get here on second down.
Mm-hmm.
2nd and 15. Carter motions. Perry, trap, keeps it himself, throws in the flat, and beautiful catch by Cook. Hurdles a man. First down, Devin Cook. What a beautiful catch from the freshman.
Sweet play. Cook just slid right under the back and went outside. No one even cared to watch him. The inside backer was responsible for him, and he just let him go through. A beautiful throw by Perry there to make that happen as well.
I love the play call, and I love the trust in the freshman running a route. That's a lot to ask. Perry put it in almost perfect spot. It was maybe 2 inches out of reach, and and Cook went and got it. And it's a first down Falcons as the clock is now under 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. 7-0 North Haven on top. Fine goes in motion. Perry hands it to Cook, and he's hit after a short gain. Popping up out of the pile is Brendan Ryan, along with Tyler DeMoro. DeMoro, not related in any way that we know of to our own Mike DeMoro. But nonetheless, our own Mike DeMoro is apoplectic. He is apoplectic with his jumping around at the sheer possibility of a DeMoro. That is the first and only time you'll ever hear a DeMoro making a tackle in a football game.
We got to get him the DeVito. We got to give him the DeVito to DeMoro right there.
Second down, low snap. Perry keeps. Wrestled to the ground and thrown to the ground by Brendan Ryan, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long. But now the clock down under 4 minutes. If Fitch wants to let this one go, North Haven's going to take a timeout if they run it here on 3rd down and don't get the first down.
Yeah, it's a smart move for North Haven if they do so.
So I think you're going to see Fitch right here on 3rd and 10. Right, if they throw the ball, they're going to give North Haven a lot of time. If they run it, you're going to see North Haven take a timeout. This is that chess match we love to see. The play call on the last 3rd and long was a pass. Let's see if they do that or if they try to run wide. Porter Carter and Fine have both had success wide. 3rd and 9. Dive. Cook breaks one tackle and then jumped on Michael Moran and a host of Nighthawks.
I tell Casey, I like the way the Falcons are calling the plays when they're in the hash. They do have mismatches. Again, the defense has to commit to either wide side field coverage or rotation and avoid that, but the backside becomes wide open, and that's where they're running their dives and their backside option.
So North Haven elected not to take the timeout. They're going to have the ball if they can hold here. The Falcons have a 4th and 7. So
there's a kick, and there's a 1 safety high right now.
There's Carter. Pitch wide to Carter. Well blocked, well defended. He won't get it. North Haven holds.
See, that side was where the safety's at playing up. It's kind of difficult because he's going to be uncovered off the block.
So they did go wide, which we thought utilized the speed. It was well blocked, but it was also well defended. North Haven will have it right at their own 20-yard line. Give the Nighthawk defense credit. That play has burned them a couple times. They got there, made the tackle, and now they'll have 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go down the field and try to score here at the end of this half.
The big plus sides for the Falcons is they chomped a lot of time there. They took some time off the clock, which doesn't make this an explosive thing for the Nighthawks. We got another flag.
Sideline. They want the Falcons back a little bit.
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning against Fitch.
Fitch Falcons. Sideline warning.
I definitely like that rule because many times referees bumped into my body when I was trying to coach. Poor guys got hurt and everything. We don't want the referees to get hurt here. I was a beast on the sideline.
Pass, North Haven, man open, and it's dropped.
Oh!
It was in the hands of Harkins, and he couldn't hold on to it. Beautifully thrown ball by Pandolfi.
Wow.
Harkins would have had a touchdown, but he couldn't bring it in. Wind affected, maybe, but that was in his hands.
Boy, the safety's just read and just sunk in. In a situation like this, you gotta be disciplined. Read your keys. If those receivers run routes, stay right on them.
Not to mention, this is where it drives me crazy. 2 minutes and you have to have game awareness.
Game awareness.
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Situations.
Make them run the ball. If you cannot give up a big pass play.
The vitamins of Bill Belichick.
2nd and 10. Rolling, keeping it himself, and McCoy on the edge is there to make the stop. Big play by McCoy on Mastriani.
Woo! What a studly play by McCoy. He fought against 2 offensive players, ripping upfield, again, keeping it in. That's the aggressiveness that you need off the edge. These guys want to get to the outside. He didn't let it happen. McCoy put that on lock.
Timeout called by Fitch. They see a 3rd and long with 2 minutes left. They think maybe they might get the ball back. That's a dangerous call.
It's like Rocky 2, my friend. I'm feeling it. It's going to go all the way to the end.
We're going to keep it here. Now, 3rd and 10 at your own 20-yard line. Fitch calls the timeout. I like the aggressiveness. They're thinking we want the ball back. At the same time, though, you're giving North Haven time to continue offensively and to talk things over. It's a gutsy timeout. I like it because it's a timeout designed to win.
Well, you look at the last series, 3rd and long wasn't really good for them, and this is another attempt that they have a high velocity of passing right now. So the speed is here. We reminding these players, hey, right, look, keep those receivers in front of you. Be aggressive, but keep them in front of you. Defense, go after these guys. Play the way you have to play. Play with your hearts out. I don't know. I have a funny feeling here, Case.
3rd and 10. What is something 8?
I don't know. I might call one of those Casey plays. I might see a pick 6 here. But yeah, I had some hot dogs. Be careful.
Peter had a problem. He had a burger and a piece of pizza on his way up here, and so.
No, he chomped it down. Got to give him props. He chomped it down. Even
listen, we love that Fitch concession stand. We do. I'm going to be there later. Interesting new formation here for North Haven. On 3rd and 10, bad snap. That ball's heading to the end zone, and that's going to be a safety.
What a play! And guess what? You get the ball back, short field position. You never know what happens.
Minute 58 remaining. Fitch will get the ball back, but of all the things that I was not expecting, a safety on a bad snap. We said it was a different formation. That snap went straight through, rolled all the way to the end zone. What a heads-up play by North Haven to fall on it for the safety. That could have been a Falcon touchdown, but man,
it looked
if
like
you
the
had
snap just came off the no call. I mean, he just stayed there. He stayed frozen.
Went right past him.
Yeah.
I would not have bet the Falcons' first points of the game would have been on a safety, and I certainly wouldn't have guessed 7-2 here with 2 minutes left.
You're lucky I'm not a gambler. I'm a good man. I'll tell you right now, but those points right now would have been woo-woo. These kids are playing hard today.
Now, Fitch has not been able to break the North Haven defensive seal just yet. Each possession has had some success outside of that initial 3 and out, but they haven't been able to punch it in. And defensively, North Haven has been bending and not breaking over the last couple of possessions. That is the first dysfunction we've seen from North Haven offensively. A dropped pass followed by that bad snap. Unusual for the Nighthawks, who are so efficient.
You know, the Ellis family has always praised tradition about family and pride. And these kids are showing a lot of character today, playing like a bunch of brothers that want to win.
Crisella, big punt, comes down to Fine. He's at the 40-yard line, heads up the middle. He crosses midfield, and the Falcons will have it in Nighthawk territory with 1:50 remaining in the first half.
Casey, I wish I had my joystick here because they are using every button in the book. That was aggressive on special teams right there. These Falcons are not holding back.
I love Adam Pandolfi, by the way. He does everything. He runs it, he throws it, he kicks it, and that time he's playing back in a safety role. 35-7, New Canaan on top of Killingly. Tough matchup for Killingly High School, and a tough way to go out for Soren Reef, the all-everything back, state's leading rusher. Perry, fake toss, rolls, has Cook, throws it low, and he caught it at the 44-yard line. Clock is running.
It was a great catch. If he would have had him on the run, that would have been more yards right there. You know, I don't even classify him as a freshman anymore. He is playing like a varsity player, that young kid right there, Cook.
2nd and 5. Clock with 1:24 remaining and counting. Fitch getting organized.
Here's the formation we're talking about here. Defense
Motion
slightly
man.
rotated.
Fine. Handoff Cook. Gain of 2.
Perry sensed it. He knew if he would have held that just a little bit, he would have had a crease. That formation right there, again, is vulnerable for North Haven, as the corner has to make either a commitment to the receiver or the quarterback.
Under a minute remaining. Low snap. Handoff Cook. First down. Crosses the 35-yard line to the 34-yard line. Clock will stop as the chains move. Falcons will jump right on the football as they're in business here to end the half.
Here it is again. But the safeties are now playing too high. They're staying with a too high shell.
Perry to throw. Has a man. Wide open. Pass is over the shoulder. Diving attempt. Touchdown!
Casey, unbelievable! Wow!
Touchdown, Timothy Miller.
That corner bit for no reason, and he ran vertical. Wow, his patience. You know, that ball was way up in the air for quite some time, but he was patient enough to reel it in, and now the Falcons take the lead.
Stunning play at the end of the half. The Falcons, with a big pass play, jump on top 8-7.
And there's your favorite muddle huddle, brother.
And it makes sense at 8-7 for them to go for 2. There's no point in the extra point. Got to try to make it a field goal game. So the Falcons will go for 2. 36 seconds remaining in the half. Fine goes in motion. Perry runs option. Pitch to Fine. 2-point conversion is good. And with 36 seconds remaining in the first half, the improbable. Falcons 10, Nighthawks 7. We'll be right back with the last possession for the Nighthawks. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
Well, as we head into a brand new season on Game Day, we want something brand new to come to all of you as well. Game Day launching its merchandise store for the first time. Now, as you know, greatness has no off-season, and Game Day has no off-season either. We're always working to provide you the best we can do, and that includes great merch. So come on into the merchandise store for Game Day. As the season progresses, who knows who's going to say what that'll make it onto the next Game Day t-shirt. Find out in the merch store.
36 seconds remaining, and it's always the guy you don't expect. This time, senior Timothy Miller running underneath it. You know, we've seen all year long. It's driven us crazy. Receivers wide open, breaking stride while looking back for the football, almost wishing the ball back to them. Miller didn't do that. He kept running to the spot, got to the ball, and let it drop in his outstretched arms. A huge play for Fitch. And North Haven's going to get the ball back to start the second half. And this is the defending champions. These is a proud group that knows how to win. You can bet the second half they are going to come out swinging. Kerry hits a line drive, and dropping on it is Cretella at the 21-yard line.
Well, now the Falcon defense has to play, I would say conservative in the defensive back area, but still aggressive with the line. Don't give up on it because they're a heavy running team, and they could score from the run.
The fact that the entire North Haven staff
they just
came down tells me that they're not running full offense here to end the half.
Taking a victory right here, taking a knee.
I was evidenced by the fact that they all came off their roof. Either that or they're like, we're cold. Let's get to halftime.
Boy, this reminds me of Rocky when the coach came in and, you see, they're not a machine. They're just like you guys.
That's Rocky 4. He's not a machine. He's just a man.
That's
Be
right.
more man than him.
That's right.
Let's bring Peter Wappy in for a second as the clock ticks down. Peter, what can the folks expect at halftime?
Well, hopefully not the PA feedback that we're getting. Just to clarify, that is not our audio system.
That's the Zappa.
That's coming from the speaker system. We have got the Thanksgiving edition of the Grade 8, and we've got the feature on Ben Perry, and depending on time, maybe we'll see some archival Grade 8s, and then we'll be back with
3 pounds of playoff pasta.
Woo! I'm starving.
We're at halftime, 10-7, Falcons on top. Stay tuned and watch all the goodness. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe.
Greatness has no off season.
Not if you want to get faster.
Not if you want to get stronger.
Not if you want to get better.
This is where it all begins.
This is our playground.
This is where we get ready. Where we get faster.
Where we get stronger.
Where we get better.
For game day. For game day. For game day.
For game day.
For game day.
Greatness on game day.
It's game day!
Hey, Reef.
Do I know you?
Be careful, Avery. Avery Mays, Waterford High School.
You gonna win again?
I don't know. I hope so. Are you?
I hope so too.
It's time for a Thanksgiving football edition of the Grade 8. At number 8, Daniel Zarita, Bacon Football. Bobcats with a little chicanery. Riddick Burrows, and look at Zarita go up and grab it in traffic for the Bobcats. Soren Reef, you know he's a running back, but run the flea flicker and sack lunch. Hey, he also ran it 46 times for 276 yards and 5 touchdowns, leading rusher in the state. Griswold Football, Kincaid Rubino takes the punt, and well, here I come to save the day. Look at the little guy go. 55-yard punt return for the touchdown against Plainfield. At number 5, Connor Goggin in the oldest high school football rivalry in the country. Takes the kickoff versus New London. And well, we're going to show some vision. We're going to show some speed. And now, well, he gone. One man to beat, little high step it into the end zone. Goggin, touchdown, 80 yards. At number 4, Killingly Football. Quinn Sumner drops back to pass, throws it into double coverage, and well, I am Peyton Wallace. Look at him go up and bring it down. Killingly wins. At number 3, back to New London and NFA. Jack Philliston throws it deep into the corner of the end zone, and well, Tyree Barnes, you couldn't have... Let's look at it again. One hand, foot in. You know, it's a good catch and a spectacular catch when even the official doesn't. Hey, look, I scored. Sir, I scored. Sir, how did you do it? Touchdown, Whalers. What a catch. At number 2, Waterford down 2, lining up. 3 seconds, winning field goal. No, you just got Matlocked. Vikings win. Thomas Matlock with the block on Thanksgiving Day. But at number 1, sportsmanship, and then something about the loyalty for our seniors. Jaden Turnage picks off the pass for Bunnell, and he is gone. He can go. Hey, why is he taking a knee? Well, because he wants senior Michael DeVito, who suffered a season-ending injury, to come out and take the last snap on his home field. Bunnell wins, But on that day, everybody won. Those are your grade 8 plays. Send in your plays and maybe you can make next week's grade 8.
I wasn't even really a quarterback to start. In youth, I had played running back and slot receiver, all these different positions.
3 years ago, at the start of his sophomore season, Ben Perry found himself in a surprising situation.
Sean Beebe, Dylan's brother, was supposed to be the starting quarterback that year. And then Sean got hurt at a lacrosse camp over the summer. So we had to go the preseason with Ben. And then we went with our first game against Stonington right here on this field, and we won with Ben. And we were playing pretty well, so it was like, what do we do?
Perry under center, in motion Williams.
With the team continuing to be successful behind him, Perry earned the starting role he would keep for the next 3 years.
All of a sudden, this landed on his lap, and he took it and he never let go of it.
How did Benjamin Perry stay on his feet?
At that point, I was thinking that this was something to lose. It was a privilege. I'd gotten almost lucky at that, so I just kept in the mindset of just one after the other, because after a certain day, it could have just been it for me.
3 years as the starter has given Perry time to perfect his role in an option offense that relies on quick decision-making.
You know, the reads that he has to make and the speed that it happens at and all the different things that you see from all the different teams, you can see that he's got this like a book of knowledge or a book of wisdom, where he's seen things before, and now he can kind of tell, is that defensive end really coming at me, or is that defensive end really going after the fullback?
Falcons, third touchdown on the night for the sophomore Ben Perry.
It's just preparation and practice, just running it every day, getting it down to a T. Practicing it not until you can get it right, but just until you can't get it wrong, and it just becomes muscle memory at some points, and then that allows me to not only know what I'm doing, but just to help my other teammates and what they need to do.
Open in the end zone, touchdown, Falcons, Calvin McCoy.
The last 2 seasons, Fitch has been 1 game away from making the playoffs. This year, the Falcons bring extra determination to their final game against Ledyard.
It's been, for us, it's always been 1 game away. We're in 9th, we're in 10th, we're in 12th. One more win would have put us in.
My sophomore year, we had gone 8-2. Did not make the playoffs. We had a close game, New Fairfield, and that was our 1 game that kept us out of the playoffs. In my junior year, we had lost a tough one to Berlin, and then a close one to Woodstock on a Saturday morning to knock us out of the playoffs. But this year, we just wanted to understand that 1 game at a time, that 1 game could be everything for us.
That's what we talked about during the year, is don't let this game be the game. Don't let this be the 1 game. And then once we lost to North Haven, there was no more room for error. You don't have any room. You've got to be able to do it. And so they've kind of taken that mantra and have gone with that. And I think that, this Thursday, it's the same type of thing. They want this game. They want to be able to have that Colonel Ledyard sword for all the years that they've been here at Fitch. And so I think it's very important to them in that regard.
It's time for Game Day's Grade 8 Plays of the Week. First at number 8. Wyndham football, second play of the game, J.C. Diaz. Hey, let's race. He's going. Beat ya. J.D. with the T.D. Whips win 55-6, heading to the playoffs. At number 7, Nick Cannella. Stonington soccer, semifinals versus Ram. Already saved 3 PKs, and give that kid a theme song. 4 PK saves, sending the Bears to the final. Perhaps the premier hookup in the ECC, Jax Higgins. The bomb, who's on the other end? Well, it's Quinn Speller, of course. Waterford beats Weaver. Those 2 are dynamite. At number 5, Dominic Stefanski for East Lyme Soccer with the cross. Robbie Stoddard, Rocket Man. 2-1, Stoddard, championship MVP. At number 4, Audrey Palmer, speaking of champions, hey, carted off the field in regulation. How about I come back and bury 2 PKs and keep the Bobcats alive in the championship? At number 3, Chase Donnarumma, Stonington soccer in the M finals against Lewis Mills. 1 touch, and I will score with glorious purpose. At number 2, speaking of the champions, East Lyme soccer against Notre Dame. Finian Gates touches it to himself, and well, Finn gets the win for the Vikes. Skål! But at number 1, what a week for Queen Elizabeth. Liz Glover, the keeper, with the game-winning PK. Hey, Bobcats, celebrate. You are etched in the annals of lore in Colchester. Those are your Grade 8 plays of the week. Send us yours, and maybe you'll get in next week's Grade 8.
We're back at halftime, 10-7, Falcons on top. So it's time for the best segment in all of sports, anywhere in the world.
Don't you know it?
3 pounds of pasta. Tonight it's going to be a cold pound of pasta. It's been sitting out on the counter congealing.
Man.
Because it is chilly.
You said congealing? Wow.
So before we get going, let me say all the athletics are out there, directors out there. 2 words, heated press box. There's the 2 words that we're going to say. So pound number 1 of pasta involves the medical profession. Let me ask you this. At this age that you have, what is the body part that drives you the most crazy with how it doesn't act the way it wants to act for you? And keep it clean here, boss.
All right, no, I changed it to 5 different languages when I do this. Anytime I'm in the kitchen cleaning and a spoon falls down, I start to go down and I sound like James Brown, and I could work 5 different dishes, I'm like, hey, yes, yeah, and then I squat up like I'm trying to complete a set for like a NCAA team. But yeah, my back has been the one that's been adding up to the stresses of it. I guess that's the focal point of everything that I do, extend, my arms and everything. So my back is the one that's a pain.
So going with that, we'll do 2 things. We'll go right to the back. I have a bad back as well. I go to a chiropractor and he adjusts me. So let's talk about the second half adjustment. Whose back do the Falcons need to jump on in the second half if they're going to hold on for a victory today?
Big Daddy Perry, he's like the point guard, playing like Allen Iverson right now and distributing everything with that energy that's making the players want to give him the love too. His execution on the pitch play is the most lethal. We talk about percentages in offense, and the toughest thing to do is to pitch a ball in movement while your eyes are focused on a player. And what he's doing is phenomenal, and then the running backs are just exceptionally well running the ball and controlling the ball. We haven't had any fumbles, so thank God that's good there. So, yeah, I think Perry's the man.
All right, so the second half adjustment for the Nighthawks, keeping it in the world of the back. What's the second half adjustment for North Haven on either side of the football?
Well, defensively, they have to be a little bit more aggressive. I know they're playing 2 shell and balance formations, and then they have to rotate. If they could keep Fitch in the middle of the football field, I think they'll be successful. It's when they're in the hash where the formations of Fitch can really be a threat to them as they rotate. They're giving weak side position a little bit vulnerable spots for them to run that option. So they have to adjust. On offense, continue to do what you got to do. Just execute. What's happening is, Fitch is holding the ball, and having some ball control helps them, to not get that ball to the Nighthawks.
All right, your second pound of pasta tonight features the birds of prey. We've got the Falcons on one side. We've got the Nighthawks on the other. What would be the single most intimidating live mascot that you could have on a football field?
Right now, that would intimidate even both these birds? A harpy. Those harpy eagles, I didn't realize when I was watching the documentary on Disney. Got to give them props. I'm sitting there watching it, and the harpy eagle is in this tree, and we're looking at it from afar. You're like, oh, it's a small thing. When an actual human was standing by this harpy, I was really intimidated. It's big, it's beautiful, and it also has a beak that could slice you in half.
So you don't think like a silverback gorilla running across the middle of the field would be an intimidating mascot?
I would say so, but I grew up in an era where Bates Woods used to have our boy Rocky, and I actually used to feed the guy. So I'm not afraid. I could communicate. I'm very primal. It's, more that that I'm afraid of than the ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Well, I'm going to say that there is a team out there that if their mascot were out there right now, it would be the most intimidating for a lot of reasons, and that is Ram High School.
Wow.
They're not the Rams. They are the Raptors. And,
wow.
And I'm going to say that both of these birds are, in fact, raptors, but if a velociraptor was out there right now as the live mascot,
I'll be honest with you, I used to stay behind my couch watching Jurassic Park because those things were so smart. I was preparing myself for the future, So, yeah, those velociraptors are no joke. They're a claw above the rest.
So not the centaurs? If a centaur strode out of the woods?
Okay.
I would be running the other direction.
So just predating you to the great former colleague of mine, the sports doctor, who could not for the life of him figure out what a centaur is. A centaur is the body of the upper body of a man, the lower body of a horse.
Oh, like Narnia. You got me. I didn't know what a centaur was.
Not to be confused with the minotaur, which is the bull up top and the human down below. Yeah, Peter, I think you're right. A centaur would probably freak me out a little bit.
But actually, my answer, if we're dealing with actual Connecticut mascots, it would be the noises of Hail Ray.
Hail Ray. Wow. Now, we'll go, okay, we're going to go into 2 pounds of pasta, 0.5. Do you know where the name, the Hail Ray noises, comes from?
From the valley?
That's a great answer.
There is an actual noise that nobody knows the source of.
Really?
To me, that is scarier than anything.
So it is speculated that it was the shifting of the plates, the tectonic plates, and the ground settling that created noises. And if you think about it, if you were out in the middle of nowhere, the noise, the wind can simulate all kinds of stuff. You can hear things that
vibrations,
that
frequencies.
Feels like this. But you're right, Peter. The noises is a very good nickname. I would be terrified about the noises.
And actually, we may have had a little bit of that over the PA speakers today.
Yeah, an undetermined noise. Very good, very good. I think those are all outstanding. Well, let's go to our third pound of pasta, and our third pound of pasta goes into the world of music.
Yeah.
We talked on Thanksgiving Day about the greatest decade of music, so I am going to throw it in the reverse now. What is the decade of music or the style of music that you turn off anytime it comes on?
All right, so I'll be honest with you. During the PBS stations on Saturdays and Sunday nights, it wasn't good because they used to play like orchestras or like cathedral music. That made me fall asleep quicker than anything else. I would put the black screen on, wouldn't work as much as the oh man, and I would think about Mr. Bean. If anybody know about Mr. Bean in that scene with the candy wrapper, I was afraid to open anything up at that time.
Peter, what's the music that immediately gets turned off?
I have a hard time with that one. I guess
you are an eclectic
for someone that
music
gave
guy.
props to Notorious B.I.G., I think he loves everything.
I guess it's present company excluded most kids' music because I had 8 or 9 years of that and I'm done.
Kids Bop is out.
I appreciate present company excluded. So here's how I know that I'm old. I'm old because Mike DeMoro is also old. Mike DeMoro embraces the get off my lawn. This is how I know I'm old. When my son puts on modern rap music, I can't turn it off fast enough. I don't want to hear Lil Yachty, Big Weezy, Young PK, Diddy Bop. I can't. Everyone's little. I can't do it anymore. Get off my lawn. I can't. I'm showing my age, but I would rather be wrapped in bubble wrap than wrapped in modern rap.
You're so right. Let us pray on that one.
We are ready to start the second half here. 10-7. Fitch on top. North Haven to receive the football. Falcons scored late in the first half after a safety and a touchdown pass. And they go with the onside kick on to start the second half. And North Haven smartly, wisely, falls on the ball right at the 50-yard line. The Falcons didn't get it 10 yards, so they had to wait for it to cross the 50, and as soon as it did, North Haven fell on it. So the Nighthawks will have great field position to start the second half, but Fitch tried to come out a little sneaky to start half number 2.
I said during Thanksgiving when he did that kick, it was on turf. Obviously, that would have been a better move, but he didn't have his head down like he did before. You got to drive that ball with your head down, allow that working right across for 10 yards, just a little bit short.
My son just texted me and said, I do not listen to Lil Yachty. How dare you?
There's going to be a discussion tonight.
Sorry, son. First down. Fakes the handoff and instead keeps it himself. That's Dose. And Dose will have Ocho on first down. It'll be second and Dose.
That's the attitude that North Haven has to have for the rest of this game, to be that intense, to fight those yards and get those yards in chunks.
I like that call on first down, and I think you're going to see them run inside here a lot. Yep. This is I can tell you right now, without knowing it, the North Haven coaches challenged the line to become more physical in the second half. 2nd and 3. Big hole up the middle, breaking into the open and off to the races. Pandolfi, touchdown Nighthawks. How about that for an answer?
Exclamation point with a dot that is bigger than a basketball. Wow, what a play.
What a
Right up the
hole.
pipe.
The offensive line opened up a hole that you could see from space.
It was a kind of a fold play where the center blocks backside, guard comes down, and that backside guard came up and acted like a fullback. They just blasted right up the pipe.
Huge play, 40-plus yards, Pandolfi. Touchdown, and just like that, the Nighthawks back on top, and the extra point. Hold is good, kick is through, and it is true, and with 11:15 remaining, North Haven on top, 14-10. Let's see how the Falcons respond. You will be back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Well, as we head into a brand new season on Game Day, we want something brand new to come to all of you as well. Game Day launching its merchandise store for the first time. Now, as you know, greatness has no off-season, and Game Day has no off-season either. We're always working to provide you the best we can do, and that includes great merch. So come on into the merchandise store for Game Day. As the season progresses, who knows who's going to say what that'll make it onto the next Game Day t-shirt. Find out in the merch store.
Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. 11:15 remaining here in the third period. We asked, how would North Haven respond with their opening possession? And that's something we did not see at all in the first half. That hole was enormous, and Pandolfi raced for the touchdown. High end over end kick comes down to the short man, McBride, and McBride will get back to the 20-yard line, but not much there. And you can see a North Haven team has turned up the energy and turned up the intensity here to start half two.
Oh yeah, that mindset is there, but it might be the Falcons too. They kind of came out here a little lax and expecting, hey, we're going to continue to do what you got to do. This is playoff, guys. We know that whoever loses here is going home, so the Falcons got to pick it up here.
Let's see what Fitch does with their first possession of the second half. Ball sits right on the 21-yard line, first down. Perry sends motion man Carter, hands off on the dive to Cook. Cook spins out of the first tackle and gains a couple of yards. Thompson in on the tackle for North Haven.
Defense right now looks a little bit more pepped up. Might have been instructed to just be disciplined, and tackling is the key right here. Big tackles from that front line and linebacker core.
2nd and 9. Motion man Carter. Perry, flag on the play. That's going to be a illegal procedure penalty or a false start against Fitch. And just like they did in the beginning of their first half possessions, they are off a little bit with their timing, and that one's going to back them up. So let's see what happens. Backed up, 2nd and 14.
Defense in a too-high shell.
Option, Carter, and he's crushed.
Wow.
And the ball sails out of bounds, but Pandolfi has decided to step up. We said who would be on the back for Fitch. Well, Pandolfi has stepped up here to start half two. The big touchdown run and a crushing hit on Carter.
Well, Case, what they did is a really good adjustment. If they're going to stay in a two-shell, they're going to ask those safeties to come downhill and cover the pitch player. And Pandolfi, boy, did he lay the pan on him. That was a great hit. Got the ball out. Thank God the sidelines helped him out there, and Fitch still has the ball. But the attitude of this defense right now, totally different.
I feel like the Hulk, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Right.
And that's what I feel like right now. They have angered the defending champs. 3rd and 14. Perry fakes the toss, rolls, and swarmed inside the 5. Pandolfi again on the blitz along with Cameron Thompson. Thompson was the first one to get there.
Wow.
Thompson was the guy. He shot off the edge, and Thompson just buried Perry inside the 10.
What a spark plug energy by this defense. They read that really quick. As soon as he saw the pitch, kind of like hesitant. Perry usually waits a little bit, kind of gets that guy to get synced in, but no. They went right after him. The Jets were right there, and a great play by the Nighthawks.
Mastriani standing on the Falcons side of the field, and Fitch punting out of their own end zone. 4th and 22. Man, has North Haven come out differently. Line drive punt, bounces at the 30, takes a great bounce for Fitch, but even so, it's only going to go to the 45-yard line. North Haven's going to have a short field. We'll be back to see what North Haven does. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. Well, North Haven came out almost like they were a little offended by how things ended in the first half.
Those coaches came down there with an attitude, and I guess they really straightened them out because they're showing a different attitude this second half.
Off left tackle, not much doing for Dose. Gain of 2.
Goes to Balker, picks up maybe 2, brings up 2nd down.
So again, I think we found out what they did defensively solid right there. It's just, play that and allow the safeties to be their tacklers. And on offense, continue to pound the ball.
I just got the text message from the junior voice of Game Day who said, follow 33. He's the lead blocker in the single wing. You'll know where the play is going by where 33 goes.
He's watching film.
There goes 33. And there goes around the end, Jake McCreven. And he's got a first down and more inside the 30-yard line. We haven't called his name yet. And that's something new for North Haven. He said, follow the lead blocker. The guy's going to go where he goes. Doesn't mean you can stop it. Doesn't mean you
No. Here's where the misdirection causes a lot of problems. An edge player in the backside, I have to contain. I have to keep my inside shoulder up and my backside foot back so that I can pursue that. No, he got sucked right in, and there was the alley wide open.
1st and 10, North Haven. Clock under 8 minutes as they get here up to the line of scrimmage. Pandolfi into the open again, and that's going to be another easy touchdown for the Nighthawks.
What a play.
Pandolfi having his way here in the second half. 2 early touchdowns, and I'd say North Haven went to school.
Well, those Hogs in the front right now, give them credit. They're the ones that are opening up those gaps, and they're doing it very well.
That's 117 yards for Pandolfi. Much of it here on these last 2 runs.
In that play alone, I saw 2 pancakes back to back by that offensive line.
And that's the offense we were expecting to see from North Haven. Vetrano in for the extra point. It is through and true, and with 7:51 remaining. 21-10, just like that. Nighthawks on top. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Fall is here, which means it's time for Game Day's Great 8. The best 8 plays of the week submitted by you, the viewers, on any of our social media platforms. You send us the best videos from practice or the game, any sport in the fall, and we might see about putting it on the Great 8 of the week.
Well, if you're wondering how the score went from 21-10 when it was 10-7 a moment ago, it's because just like that.
Yes, that power was right there off the rip.
North Haven took the opening kick from midfield, and Pandolfi was off to the races on play 2, and then they got the ball back after just decimating Fitch's offense there. And that's the bigger issue if I'm Fitch. it's not the defense. I mean, I'd be nervous about how I gave up those big plays to Pandolfi, but I'd be more concerned how North Haven has just Mike Tysoned in the second half here defensively. They just came out putting all the pressure on. Falcons need to answer. It's going to, again, come down to the short man, McBride. McBride cuts it upfield, and he's popped as he crosses the 25-yard line. And, I mean, they are flying to the ball right now. North Haven, that's Mongillo. They're just flying to the ball right now harder and faster than they did in the first half.
I wonder how the speech was in that locker room. And first and foremost, their locker room is right there. It's still cold in there, and a coach has to say some things. And we're talking about what kind of an attitude you put a chip on these guys' shoulders and say, hey, you know what? You want to end your season here, or do you want to step it up and play the game of football that you've played all year long? And these guys are replying with that attitude.
Well, the field is holding on the returns.
And holding on the return is going to back Fitch up a little bit. They're going to end up inside their own 20-yard line. So not the start, and now we're going to get a penalty, and I'm going to guess that's going to also be against Fitch. That's going to be on the sideline of the Falcons. You can see that one coming from where it was thrown. And it is penalty against the Falcons.
It's going to be a dead ball.
And they're going to end up being inside their own 10-yard line. So not where the Falcons wanted to start.
Don't want to have that happening.
That will back them up. Another 15 brings up first down.
The official was pretty emphatic that that was the head coach of the Falcons, and that sort of goes against everything we know of the head coach of the Falcons. So I'd be interested what the official thinks he heard, since I've never known the head coach of the Falcons to be disrespectful in any way at all. So that'll be interesting to find out what they think he said. But either way, it's going to be on the 9-yard line of the Falcons. Perry sends Fine in motion. Perry runs the dive, and there's nothing there. The Nighthawks defensively here in the second half are a different group of players.
Yeah.
That time it was Elijah Ellis making the tackle.
I love odd fronts for that reason. What he's doing is using the 3 defensive linemen and linebacker to just key on the fullback. And if you try to run that offensive play in there with that fullback, it's not going to happen. You actually could lose yardage there. So, it's a good establishment of what they're adjusting in the second half to, and allowing the defensive ends or outside linebackers to be that quarterback player and the safeties to come downhill to help out.
This time the flag on the play was against North Haven for unsportsmanlike conduct. And that's going to give the Falcons a first down and move the ball up to the 24-yard line.
That's what they definitely needed.
I think that was a
First
little
set
bit
of downs.
that was a little bit of excess on the end of that play.
Yep.
But I think North Haven will take that penalty because they're liking the physicality they're getting right now. Perry runs option, pitches to Carter, and nothing there on the edge. Much better. The defense that time, Mongillo on the edge, was stout.
Yeah, good sound defense right now. Great energy. But this is where we want Fitch to try again. Keep it. The hash football. Let's see if they can run that formation again, which forces them to jump off this too high and rank in. We call it a roll coverage that comes in, or the safety stays high there, and make the weak side available for the Falcons.
2nd and 11. Motion man is Fine. Perry hands off to Cook, and Cook is met at the line of scrimmage. Jumping off the pile, Brendan Ryan.
Yeah, those defensive linemen are playing some good football there, getting their hands extended, ripping into the gaps, and going to their key. They're not going anywhere else. They're reading that fullback strong.
3rd and 11, not the down and distance the Falcons are looking for. And where was this North Haven team in the first half?
Maybe the weather got to them, but now they're playing with that adrenaline that they need.
3rd and 11. Perry. Fine in motion. Handoff Cook. Cook breaks a tackle. Big hole. Cook gets up near the first down. He'll be short of it by about a yard, but I'm going to go out and say it here. Fitch has got to go for it. There's no punt here.
We'll see what happens.
4th and a foot.
Bring up 4th down and less than a yard.
I think coach is asking to get it measured. Hey, we're going to have the measurement. We're going to have the measurement that Peter never expected to happen this year.
I'm going to bring Peter Wappy on right now.
Get in here, Pete.
Peter, are you happy with what you're seeing right here from the officialing crew and the actual chains coming onto the field?
That is obviously short of the first down. I don't know why we're making everyone stand in the cold for an extra 30 seconds.
It was requested by Mr. Ellis, Coach Ellis there. That's the home field advantage.
But let's see how dramatic we can get.
Here we go. He stretches
how
the
short
chain.
is it? Is he going to put his hands together? Yes! It is 6 inches short.
6 inches short, yeah.
Peter, you needed to know that.
That's
you
a
needed
half.
to
That's
know.
a half of a bachata step there, Peter. That's where the dance routine is timed off.
So it's we've got a definitive measurement now. It is 4th and 7 inches.
Definitive.
Falcons will go for it here. Big play for the Falcon offense. If they're going to keep this drive alive, they need 7 inches. Perry under center. Quarterback sneak. He didn't need much. Didn't get much.
I don't know. That's going to be close.
I don't like where the officials are. It looks like they're saying he's short.
It's going to be short. I'm going to go with being short, brother. Because what happened, the center got stood up right there. Really, tough for him to kind of penetrate there. And there was no movement on that line. Let's see.
I think we should put it down and measure again.
And he gave it to him.
They're giving him the 8 inches.
Whoa!
I was really looking forward to the measurement.
Casey, you said 6, then 7, then 8. I mean, we're really going for it, huh, brother?
It got bigger. It's like a fish.
You're lucky I got a lazy eye on that one,
the
brother.
farther away, it gets bigger every time. So, Peter, they would not have known if that was a first down.
That's
if they
awesome.
hadn't measured that 6 inches.
Peter, this is what's needed, and it's done in the playoffs.
1st and 10. Falcon drive continues. Fine in motion. High snap. Perry still tosses to Fine. Fine's going to have to make something out of nothing.
What a hit!
He can't do it. Buried on the edge. Big play defensively by the Nighthawks, and it's going to be 2nd and 14.
Wow, they're playing physical football here. And with weather like this, when you get hit, instead of giving the hit, it's going to hurt.
2nd and 13, 4 minutes and 20 seconds as we count down here in the 3rd period. Motion man. Fake toss. Dive. Cook. Nothing there. Gain of maybe a yard. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Falcons got to get out of these 3rds and longs. It's not really favoring them. Especially right now, if they're going to pass, they're usually not a drop-back passing kind of team. They're off their motions, and those edge players are kind of free. They're coming hard and fast.
Third and 13 for the Falcons as they are down 11 here in the 3rd period. Senior Ben Perry runs a little reverse, now throws it over the middle for McCoy. McCoy goes up in traffic and can't bring it down.
So
well
close.
Defended by Cottage.
So close.
Cottage is who knocked away the 4th down pass earlier in the first half. He was there to rip it away from McCoy.
That was a good call. Definitely trying to work that vertical in there. Just tough for the Falcons right now.
4th and 12. Falcons are going to punt. That's a bit surprising, but 4th and 12 is a little more than can be asked, I think. And so Perry comes out to punt, and it's a fake. It's a fake. Fine has it, and he's going to get to the 40. Cook has it, and he's going to get to the 40, but that's not going to be enough. And the Nighthawks will have a short field.
That's a tough call right there, but he had to call it. Now we're hoping that the defense can step it up.
Well, what they haven't been able to do is stop Adam Pandolfi in the 2nd half. Pandolfi has gashed them for 2 easy touchdowns on big holes and even easier runs.
Casey, this is the only time that cold water is not good on a cold day like this. Where's the hot cocoa?
Once again, heated press box.
Ooh. We're going to get a can up here and do it the old school. Take it back.
1st and 10. Inside trap goes.
Oh, great play. Great play.
Cretella on the inside trap. No gain, maybe a yard.
The defender of the Falcons was blocked and even held down to the ground, but he still wrapped his arms around that leg and held it strong as the rest of his teammates. You know, I think that was Cook right there in the interior. That kid made a great play. Just hold ground and let your teammates come and wrap up.
2nd and 9, 2:45 remaining here in the third. Pandolfi keeps it himself, heads up the middle, gets 5, maybe 6. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Pandolfi, he's kind of like a top runner. Kind of reminds me of the old running back. Oh, my God. Is he for the Rams? You know who that guy is.
Eric Dickerson.
Eric Dickerson coming high, and then when he falls down, he's so tall, you could give him 3 yards, and he could lean forward 2 yards. Unbelievable.
6'1", 205. That's a big running back.
Yeah.
3rd and 3.
There's a 2 yards you're asking for.
Here's that sweep. Well defended by the Falcons. McCreven is up, and he'll have the first down. It was well defended, but the first contact wasn't made till 5 yards downfield.
When the back can get to the second level, it's going to be difficult there for the Falcons. Again, it's so tough containing this kind of formations that they come up with, because you have a read that's going to be kind of like a false read, in the sense that I'm coming down crashing hard and then giving the outside edge, that old pin and pull technique.
1st and 10. Nighthawks moving the ball, already on top. Pandolfi, he's going to throw, wide open, out in the flat, and an easy touchdown. No, it's fumbled through the end zone.
He broke the plane. He broke the plane before he got in. The referee's marking the hands up. We're going to see what happens here.
It was Cretella on the pass, the touchdown, but he was fumbled through the end zone, but not until after he had broken the plane. So there's a score, and it's 27-10 North Haven. I mean, that was so wide open.
It was a great setup. I mean, again, the safeties and corners have to commit to the run, and he just looked at the backfield just a few seconds as that receiver broke away from him. An easy touchdown for the Nighthawks.
Petrano, kick is through and true, and with 1:22 remaining in the third period, it has been 3 touchdowns for North Haven here in the third period. They're on top 28-10. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Well, as we head into a brand new season on Game Day, we want something brand new to come to all of you as well. Game Day launching its merchandise store for the first time. Now, as you know, greatness has no off-season, and Game Day has no off-season either. We're always working to provide you the best we can do, and that includes great merch. So come on into the merchandise store for Game Day. As the season progresses, who knows who's going to say what that'll make it onto the next Game Day t-shirt. Find out in the merch store.
28-10, North Haven putting on a show here in the third period. That last touchdown was not Cretella. It was, in fact, Nicholas Harkins. So we're going to give Harkins, the senior, credit where credit is due. He was the one that ran out in that route. It was tough. There was 2 wide open receivers as Fitch had committed fully to the play fake. And North Haven on top here, 28-10. It was 10-7 at halftime. Fitch went into halftime feeling good. They had moved the ball. They had stopped North Haven. But in the third period, North Haven has just punched Fitch right in the mouth. And the Falcons are looking to respond. McBride crosses the 30 to 32. The Falcons will have their next possession. But in the third period, North Haven has turned up the defensive pressure. They have really forced Perry to make decisions. And then on top of it, offensively, it's like a whole different Nighthawks offense.
Oh, my God. It seems like this third period has been going on forever. And the change of the attitude from the second half has been phenomenal for North Haven. Again, the Falcons got to find themselves to play that hash football. I felt like they have kind of strayed away from that formation that's been successful for them. I hope they can go back to it.
1st and 10, 32-yard line. Falcons with 1:14 remaining in the third. Perry has Fine in motion. Perry, option, keeps it himself. Perry breaks a tackle, first down and more. Ben Perry's into the open. It's a foot race. Perry crosses the 30. Perry crosses the 20, still on his feet. One more, gets a block out in front. Touchdown!
What big play!
Perry!
Wow, that heart in that kid is the size of an elephant, the way he ran there. That move again, oh my God, it looked like Allen Iverson. He realized that in that formation, they went for the pitch player, the edge player stepped inside, was out of the picture, and then he booked it. Worked very hard to get to the end zone. Great play by the Falcons.
Give the wide receivers of the Falcons credit. Calvin McCoy and his group downfield, blocking all the way. McCoy laying a block all the way inside the 10-yard line as Perry showed off his speed, and the Falcons, with a much-needed big play, are back to within 12, 28-16, and they will go for 2.
Like Mick, that grease lightning speed.
Little trap, Carter, and he won't get there. Harkins got him before he could, so with 56 seconds remaining in the third, Falcons score. It's 28-16. Let's see what the Nighthawks have. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Fall is here, which means it's time for Game Day's Great 8. The best 8 plays of the week submitted by you, the viewers, on any of our social media platforms. You send us the best videos from practice or the game, any sport in the fall, and we might see about putting it on the Great 8 of the week.
.56 seconds here remaining in period number 3, 28-16, North Haven on top. Ben Perry with the big run for the Falcons of Fitch to get them within 12 points, but they have shown no real indication that they can stop the second half version of the Nighthawk offense. The North Haven team that went in at halftime with only 7 points on the board is not the North Haven team that we saw in period number 3.
But, brother, you know what's going on. When the Falcons triggered themselves on a play like that, they started to build that momentum. That was when they started to play hard in that first half. So let's see what happens here as they get ready to kick off to the Nighthawks.
Gabriel Carey will kick it off here for the Falcons. And they onside it again. And this one also won't go 10 yards, so it's going to be a flag. And the ball will be in Fitch territory when they finally touch it.
That's what gives a coach a heartburn right there. That's why I used to carry Tums. Boy, a kick, it's really important if you're going to do something like that, that it's just done correctly, because that changes the whole mindset right now of the Falcons with that momentum. You know, it would have been great if it went well.
So the second half onside kick went to the 50.
Yeah.
This one goes to the 47.
47.
So it is another short field for North Haven.
And that's with the wind.
With the wind. First and 10, North Haven at the 47-yard line. Motion, keeper, bouncing off is Dose, and he gets 9 off right tackle. Credit the vision of Tristan Dose, because he was hit in the backfield, kind of bounced off of it and rolled right into the hole.
Yeah, that Falcon defense did a great job clogging everything up there, but they left the outside a little bit open, and Dose found a way.
They're going to say he got 8, so 2nd and 2. And this will be probably the last play of the third period. Snap goes to Pandolfi. He's going to keep it himself. Patient running for Pandolfi gets him right up to the sticks, and I think that's going to be enough for a first down. Let's see if they move him, and they will. Yes, they will. First down. Clock will run, and I think that'll take us to the end of the third period. We're under 10 seconds remaining. So when we come back, fourth quarter, Nighthawks will have it 1st and 10 from the Falcon 40, up 28-16. Fourth quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Well, as we head into a brand new season on Game Day, we want something brand new to come to all of you as well. Game Day launching its merchandise store for the first time. Now, as you know, greatness has no off-season, and Game Day has no off-season either. We're always working to provide you the best we can do, and that includes great merch. So come on into the merchandise store for Game Day. As the season progresses, who knows who's going to say what that'll make it onto the next game day t-shirt. Find out in the merch store.
Back at Fitch High School, 28-16, North Haven on top of the Falcons. We're entering the fourth quarter, and North Haven's going to have it 1st and 10 at the Fitch 36-yard line. Casey O'Neill along with Pasta Santabria, and we've got ourselves a
very chilly playoff game.
Chilly Tuesday night.
Without crackers or any cheese. You know, that would have been right now a nice bowl of chili, brother, would straighten things out with our conversations. Drinking cold water here.
So it's going to be 1st and 10. The officials are.
Start the fourth quarter, be 1st and 10. Chain issue going on.
Oh, we got some problems with the chain.
Chain issues.
That's the sound of the men.
I think, I'm going to make a guess here, but I'm going to say that Peter Wappy, if he had his way, would eliminate chains from the game of football altogether. There's got to be a more efficient way of doing it than the chain gang.
So, that last measurement, 6 inches.
7, 8.
If you add up the margin of error with the placement of the chains in comparison to the first down spot, the placement of the clip on the chain when they bring it out, the spot of the ball, there's 6 inches of error right there.
And he could have used the MasterCard.
So it's like, what are they measuring exactly? They might as well just stand there and say, looks like he got it.
Well, you know, I think that the sideline judges shouldn't have a chain crew in the sense that, you know, we could see the pylon to pylon. If they had pylons, that'd be great. But the fans won't be able to see it. And that's why the chain crew's there, to see those orange signs that have been there for decades since football's begun, you know, and those guys through rain, sleet, or snow with their postman attitude, continuing to hold those chains as we progress to frigid weather here. You know, I'm happy that I'm in here and I'm not a chain guy right now.
I appreciate seeing it on the sideline and knowing how far they have to go. I just dispute the value of what they're allegedly measuring.
And right now they had the dreaded tangled chain.
Yes.
Kink in the chain.
And an entanglement going on there.
You know, Pasta, the chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
That's right. You ain't tripping on that one.
So they figured out their link issues, and now North Haven will have it 1st and 10 from the Falcon 37-yard line. Direct snap to Dose. Well defended by the interior of the Falcon line, but that's still a gain of 3, so it'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd down.
And North Haven is up 2 scores, which means the Falcons absolutely need to stop.
Yeah, definitely. And they're playing aggressive. One thing I love about the Falcons is they're not giving in. They're not putting their heads down. They're playing their prides out, and I got to give them credit for that. It's a good matchup for them.
2nd and 9. Motion. That little end sweep, big hole, and 1st down is McCreven as he crosses the 20, and North Haven is in the red zone.
What a beautiful play, as they knew they can get to the off-tackle area, and they would have lesser guys there. Again, just a smart coach calls that's been going on throughout this game and finding out the gaps that could really get them those positive yards.
1st and 10, North Haven. The ball is right on the 20-yard line.
There's the matchup right now with the corner and receiver.
Pandolfi gets up maybe 5 yards on 1st down as he went right off left tackle, and that's going to be nice down and distance here for the Nighthawks. It'll be 2nd and 5 at the 15.
Casey Pandolfi reminds me of Larry Zonka. He is just bringing the wood, or that John Riggins mentality.
A few minutes ago, he reminded you of Eric Dickerson.
Yep,
now he reminds you of Larry Zonka and John Riggins.
Because in the fourth quarter, your running back has to change that mindset. He has to be aggressive.
Isn't that just Earl Campbell?
That could be Earl.
All a combination of the guys you named?
You know what? I'm down with that. I'll take him any day.
Keeps it. Not much there. Dose up to, we'll call it maybe 2-yard shot.
Dose ball carrier.
3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd down and
The thing that's tough for the Falcons right now is they could play really tough defense here, but the clock is running, and they got to find a way to get that ball back. They need a big play right here.
3rd and 3. Certainly 4-down territory for the Nighthawks. Pandolfi running left. has the edge, heads to the outside, and his third touchdown. Adam Pandolfi.
Wow.
And the Nighthawks strike again.
That power sweep looked beautiful from the backside here.
(34-16). Nighthawks have looked unstoppable in the second half. In for the extra point, Vetrano. Out of the hold of McCreven. Snap is high, hold is good, kick is through, and it's true. 9:33 remaining here in the ball game. 35-16 North Haven establishing control. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Well, as we head into a brand new season on Game Day, we want something brand new to come to all of you as well. Game Day launching its merchandise store for the first time. Now, as you know, greatness has no off-season, and Game Day has no off-season either. We're always working to provide you the best we can do, and that includes great merch. So come on into the merchandise store for Game Day. As the season progresses, who knows who's going to say what that'll make it onto the next Game Day t-shirt. Find out in the merch store.
So we're looking for some out-of-town scores. We got Cromwell down 2, 20-18 at the end of 3. Excuse me, Cromwell up 2 at the end of 3 over Griswold. 28-14 Wilton over Platt. Here we have 35-16 North Haven over Fitch. The winner of this game will play the winner of Windsor and Bunnell. And Massac and Cheshire, the other outstanding quarterfinal game. McBride at his own 15 dives forward past the 25 to the 28, and with 9:27 the Falcons will have the ball at the 28-yard line.
A very important series for the Falcons right now. They have to execute and score some points to keep this close.
Another big play like they had from Ben Perry. Massac 35-7 over Cheshire, and I had a potential Platt North Haven final, but now I'm thinking Massac North Haven would be a fabulous final because it's a tale of two styles.
Definitely great two styles.
Any of those teams. Windsor 28-13 over Bunnell. Windsor North Haven would be a great matchup. Nothing doing on first down, as Cook didn't have anywhere to go.
The Nighthawks defense right now are just flying around. They're confident in what they're seeing right now and playing it very well.
So if all the double M scores hold, you'll have Windsor North Haven and Massac Wilton, which would mean essentially the favorites all holding. Second down. Perry to throw, nothing there, pressured, and throws it over the head of Porter Carter, incomplete.
Ben Perry pass intended for Porter Carter, incomplete, brings up third down.
And what semifinal games those would be this weekend.
With cold weather.
I bet you it's warmer than today.
I remember Coach Cochran used to tell us, hey, it's only summer in Vermont, guys. We're used to this. And he would wear those traditional bike shorts. And, yeah, that was cold.
Do not put your insanity on me, Coach. It's like, just because I told Leo Ficini, just because you're nuts enough to wear shorts out here in the snow.
I tried it once. That was it.
You got a timeout. Fitch on the field here with 8:50 remaining. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. It's 35-16 Nighthawks. You're watching Game Day live, day.com. Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe.
Fall is here, which means it's time for Game Days Grade 8. The best 8 plays of the week submitted by you, the viewers, on any of our social media platforms. You send us the best videos from practice or the game, any sport in the fall, and we might see about putting it on the Grade 8 of the week.
We're back here, 35-16. Falcons trail the Nighthawks.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter action here at Door Field. I don't have any problems.
We had a fan fire the DJ with that song there. Turning it around.
Every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight.
And I need you.
Motion man Carter. Perry to throw. Pressured. Zips it over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for McCoy. We're going to get a pass interference penalty as McCoy was hit just a step early by Pandolfi.
Yeah, Pandolfi also had his shoulder there, so definitely that kind of deflected the ball.
Did you know that song was about a vampire?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Was it the dude from the Lost Boys?
No, just listen to the lyrics. You'll see.
Right.
Vampiric song.
Wow, that made me just change my, and that's on like Cool 101 FM, you know? Who would have thought?
First down, Falcons. Ball up now to the 42-yard line. Perry tosses to Fine. Fine stutter steps, and he'll get maybe 3 as he crosses the 45-yard line. Well defended by the Nighthawks, coming out of it, Mongillo and Moran.
Great defensive swarm right there. That front side held their blocks. They were stretching their arms there while the backside came and closed it in. And they're playing like the championship caliber that they are right now, these Nighthawk players.
2nd and 9, Fine in motion. Perry fakes the toss, rolls right, looking to throw, and he is,
boy, what a play!
Crushed by Harkins.
Harkins, unbelievable play. That young man came from the backside, read it quickly, and attacked the speed of Perry and slowed him down and made that big play.
That hit Harkins back.
Yeah.
To the great linebackers of old.
Hark, who goes there? Harkins.
Jack Ham-like.
Yes. Wow, you brought Jack Ham out, brother. That's great. Now that's classic football there.
3rd and 24. A huge down in distance for the Falcons. 7:30 remaining here in the ball game. Perry, pressured, throws it, caught, Fine. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th and 10. Nice catch by Adonis Fine, and he got him back at least to the original line of scrimmage.
Perry kept his composure with that blitz that came up the pipe, and he waited patiently until he seen that receiver wide open. Gave him a chance to get some yardage back to the line of scrimmage.
4th and 10, 7:14 remaining.
I notice right now the pass plays, they're staying inside the pocket and not rolling out. That's favoring right now Perry to make some reads.
He sends McCoy wide right. He is covered by McCreven. Perry, deep ball, looking for McCoy. He falls to the ground, and it's incomplete. It would have been a tight window to drop it into McCoy, but McCoy fell to the turf, as did the ball, and North Haven will take over on downs.
North Haven did a smart job right there because honestly, if you pick it and you fall down, it's actually like a small punt. So for them to just bat that ball down and it's not being completed gets North Haven in good field position. I think I only feel 2 of my fingers here left. It's cold.
6:48 remaining. North Haven, if they advance right now, looking at a semifinal matchup with number 1 Windsor.
That's going to be a great game there.
Windsor was on top of Bunnell earlier. Dose
Power
Heads outside. Patient. Cuts inside to the 30-yard line. First down, Nighthawks. That's a nice patient run from Tristan Dose.
Definitely, and that's what they have to be right now. Patient and keeping the ball secured and sealing it with being, if they're going to get tackled, stay inside. Don't go out of bounds. Let this clock run. Well, I got to credit the Falcons for playing very strong in this first half and showing a lot of character, and they're not giving up. They're still holding their hips up high, their heads up high, trying to battle and find a way to make something happen.
I got to think holding your hips up high is a good way to get hurt.
Could be. Depends. Playing basketball, it's different.
1st and 10. Pandolfi. Patient stays behind his lead blocker, takes the 3 yards that they give him. At 2nd and 7, clock running now, under 6 minutes remaining. The North Haven will advance and play at 12:30 at Windsor. If Windsor holds on, that game will be on December 3rd, which is Saturday. Sunday, extra day. Give them an extra day. That's right. The other semifinal will be at Massac as they're running away with it versus Cheshire. Dose breaks it, stays right behind his blocker, and falls to the ground short of the first down. Carter on the tackle.
Falcon 25. Porter Carter was tackled.
Final from New Canaan, 49-14. New Canaan over Killingly. And we would be remiss to not say congratulations to Chad Neal on another great season.
And other ECC scores, final New Canaan Killingly.
Soren Reef, leading rusher in the state of Connecticut and the all-everything ECC player. Tough way to go out, but a true gentleman, great career for Soren Reef, the XR Hulii, and the other Killingly football players.
Definitely.
There's that sweep around McCreven. Big hole, heads to the outside. No one to beat, no one there. Carter, the last one, diving towards the sticks, and just shy. They're going to mark him down at the 1 foot line. I'd get the chains and find out just exactly how far that is.
You're going to give Peter a heart attack. Let the brother relax now, brother.
1st and goal.
And anyway, 1st and goal. The chains are not used.
1st and goal. No, I just think you should bring the chains out to find out.
Peter, what do you think?
Where is he?
If we get to the 30-yard line, just take the chains out.
I mean, if we're going to use them in the rest of the field, we might as well use them down here to measure that last yard.
I mean, I need to know just how close he really is.
Who sings I Need to Know? Mark Anthony.
No, maybe I need to know. I need to know. 1st down and goal. Nighthawks. Dose. Reaching for the end zone and waiting for the signal.
They're both running together, getting to the middle. Let's see what they got.
We haven't seen the signal yet, which generally means short.
Could be. We're seeing right now
without the chains, though, I just don't know how short.
I don't know.
Is he 6 inches short? Is he 9 inches short?
But the clock is winding, and we still don't know. I think they're short, brother. Yeah, they haven't made it in yet.
So 3:35 and ticking. They're going to put it down on the 1 foot line.
Dose just inside the 1 yard line brings up
2nd and goal.
You know, at least these coaches from Falcons, I tell you, they Fitch. They did a great job game planning.
This time it's Pandolfi, and he will trip his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Nighthawks, 41-16 with 3:10 remaining.
With all that game planning against a team that's won a championship and holds himself strong the second half, it's really tough to overcome.
What a second half for North Haven.
Great second half for North Haven.
7 points at halftime, looking for their 35th point of the second half.
Wow. Which shows that the single wing can be very effective. And when you break down defenses like that and have those big plays coming in the second half, it's just great for them.
Vetrano.
Vetrano point after is no good.
Kick is no good. And with 3:10 remaining here in the ball game, 41-16, North Haven on top. You're watching Game Day live on day.com.
Fall is here, which means it's time for Game Day's Great 8. The best 8 plays of the week submitted by you, the viewers, on any of our social media platforms. You send us the best videos from practice or the game, any sport in the fall, and we might see about putting it on the Great 8 of the week.
(41-16) Nighthawks with a second half explosion. They've outscored Fitch 34-6 here in the second half of this game.
That's tough. That is so tough. And again, you know, they are just physical. They're big. The linemen took that, whatever was said in that locker room, those linemen took it to heart, and they played very well. When you have a core backs like that, that just makes it so much easier. But let's not take anything away from these Falcons. These kids played hard all season long. We had a chance to see them play earlier, and their resiliency and their coaching staff, amazing. Good group of people.
Kick comes down to McBride. And he'll cross the 30 to the 35-yard line.
Return to the Falcons 35.
So
first and 10 Fitch.
We'll bring Peter on really quick. This will be our last broadcast of the football season. What is the next event that our folks at home can look forward to seeing us in here on game day?
So we're off for a couple weeks while we prepare for our third annual The Day Holiday Classic coming Monday, December 18th to Mohegan Sun Arena. Triple header. So 4 o'clock, girls basketball, New London and E.O. Smith.
Defending state champions.
That's good.
6 o'clock, boys basketball, New London and Windsor.
Ooh, that's a great start for Coach Dave.
8 o'clock, boys basketball, St. Bernard and East Catholic. Your D2 champs against your D1 champs.
So that's the next big event here on game day, December 18th at Mohegan Sun. We will be doing our triple header basketball, and that's going to launch us into the winter sports season where we will have girls basketball, boys basketball, of course championships in other sports, wrestling, cheerleading, all the fun things that happen in the winter. We'll be looking forward to bringing all of you that. This is our last football broadcast of the year, but certainly it has been a pleasure doing all of this. 41-16 North Haven on top right now, and we should say that you're going to want to stay tuned to our social medias, Game Day CT. We will have an interview post-game with either the North Haven coach and or one of the players on first down pass sails high over Carter's head. So we will talk to either Coach Zagnella or to one of the North Haven players of the game as they head into the semifinals on Sunday. They'll be at Windsor, it looks like, with 3 minutes remaining here in this one. Keep your eyes open, folks, for some contests and other fun things that Game Day is going to be sending your way as we head into the winter. And of course, our winter sports launch video will be making your way. I'm just not going to tell you when. You're going to have to be ready. You're just going to have to be ready.
Be on the ball, everybody.
Cook on the dive. We'll get back 4. It'll bring up 3rd and long for the Falcons as the clock runs under 2 minutes and 50 seconds. 28-18, Cromwell on top of Griswold as the ECC is looking at an unfortunate 0-4 night here in the opening round of the state playoffs. Perry rolls right to throw and throws, and it's incomplete, tipped, I believe, at the line of scrimmage by Cottage, who's played an excellent game at his defensive back position, and that'll bring up 4th and 10.
You know, Casey, a couple months back we were sitting together, breaking a sweat, watching a sunset in a preseason game, thinking, hey, we're going to do this again, and the journey has been absolutely wonderful. I mean, we've learned a lot, got some new things in there. You're still on fire with your calls. You're like Nostradamus.
I would love a fire right now.
Right now, that would be great.
Fire would be fabulous.
You know, and then we'll sing "Take It Back" from Rocky.
From August to December, from August to November. We're not in December yet. 95 to 15.
Yeah.
The temperature swing that we've had, 80-degree temperature
big
swing.
time.
4th down, Perry, deep ball down the sideline looking for McCoy. McCoy comes back for it and makes a leaping, falling,
catch.
athletic catch. Calvin McCoy, first down Falcons at the 38. Trey McCoy, what a beautiful catch that was. Falling, he jumped, pivoted and fell to the ground and brought it into double coverage.
Again, great job by the Falcons not giving up. This shows class, and this could carry over to the following season. But, you know, again, the effort is not well-deserved. They're doing a great job of what they're doing.
Perry runs option, pitches out to Fine. Fine gets a seam.
There he goes!
Heads down the sideline, crosses the 20, bumped out of bounds at the 10-yard line by Mastroianni, but it'll be first and goal, Falcons.
See the leaders of this team right now making plays. It just shows a lot of character.
1:57 remaining here in the ball game. Falcons not giving up as they're looking to punch one more in here. 41-16 they trail. He was out at the 9-yard line, so it'll be first and goal from the 9. Falcons break the huddle with 10 seconds remaining on the play clock.
Yep, I'm going to go home and turn on my oil lamp and heat it up too.
Inside handoff, nothing there.
Perry hands off to Cook.
You know, I'm going to be the first one to invent glasses that warm up to keep your nose warm. Because right now I can't feel the tip of my nose.
No, it's cold.
That's cold.
It's cold. Could be worse. Could be like in New Hampshire, Maine.
Oh, wow.
Sheehan 33-0 final over Wyndham. Handoff to Cook. Freshman breaks a tackle inside the 5, and there he's going to say he's down at the 2-yard line. It'll be third and goal.
You know, what do you think about having that young man coming back next year for this program and what he's done this year? Since week 1, you know, his name has been on the paper. Cook is a great young kid. His father's great. I work with him, and, you know, he's done a great job keeping his son with the sports and academics.
Under a minute remaining, third down play was quick and inside the 1-yard line, so it's going to be right on the 1, clock running, and Fitch needs to get up and on the ball to try to run one more play. It's either going to be a touchdown or it's going to be a turnover on downs here. 4th and 1, quarterback keeper pushing for the end zone, waiting for the official signal.
Keeper, no signal yet.
Still nothing there. Hand goes up.
And they gave it to him. Good job.
Touchdown Falcons with 27 seconds remaining.
I think they're going for 2.
41-22.
Love you, brother. The coaching staff coming by down here, put a lot of effort in. You know, all the coaches out here in the league that have been putting hours and hours in and only having probably a couple of weeks before they get back to it in preseason. It's an amazing thing about football. It's an all year round process.
Perry throws corner of the end zone into double coverage and incomplete. Carter and McCoy were right next to each other. Check that. Edwards and McCoy were, Edwards and Carter. I'll get him right eventually. Edwards and Carter were right next to each other in the corner of the end zone.
It's a triple play, brother, triple play.
27 seconds remaining, 41-22. North Haven on top. So I expect Fitch to kick it off. I expect North Haven to take a knee. And I expect Mike Ellis to take this senior class of high-performing Falcons who have gotten better every year.
They did.
Culminating in a 9-1 regular season and a trip to the playoffs. And I expect he will speak to them with a great sense of pride in what they accomplished, including, a 10-7 lead at halftime and no give up in them.
Nothing to be ashamed of. No, not at all.
I expect Coach Sagnella to prep his Nighthawks for a showdown with Windsor at Windsor on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which should be a fabulous game. That'll be the 1 versus the 5. On the other side of it, if Wilton holds on, they'll go to Massac and go play in Massac of Monroe on Sunday as well. So all the high seeds holding form right now, and it should be a good semifinal in Class MM.
I like that North Haven is playing this safe and using the return team with all the receivers up. I know that Falcons might try to take an attempt to go on an onside here.
Carry. Another onside effort, and it's brought down by Ryan Bernardo. Bernardo grabbed it out of the air. I like that aggressive play, went and got it. 25 seconds remaining. I expect North Haven to take a knee. And if they do, we'll get to the end of this thing. And again, you're going to want to stay tuned on our social medias at Game Day CT for a post-game interview as we wrap it up.
Victory formation in single wing form.
So as they're about to take a knee, I would like to say before we sign off, I'd like to say thank you to all of the cameramen who have worked with us over the course of this fall season.
Amen.
Especially nights like tonight, standing outside in the freezing cold. Thank you, gentlemen, for all the great work that you have done. For Mike DeMoro and all the help he has given us. For Peter Wappy and just the diligent work that he has done in all of our football games.
Yes, sir.
And all of our other sports this fall. We're really looking forward to it. And to the coach, Pasta Santabria, buddy, it is always a pleasure, Mano. I love having you.
Love you too, man. I love you guys for everything that you do and to bring sports out here in the local community, you know, recognizing it's an awesome feeling, and I appreciate the love and allowing me to be part of it.
41-22 is your final score. North Haven defeats Fitch here at Dorr Field. Congratulations to the Nighthawks as they advance. Congratulations to the Falcons on an excellent season. Game day. We'll be back December 18th at Mohegan Sun for the Holiday Classic. You're going to want to tune into a triple header of basketball. In the meantime, Game Day CT for all the game day action. You've been watching Game Day live on theday.com.